video in the Legal Research Fundamentals series. It focuses on search methods. In a prior video, we talked about where we run our searches. Now, I'd like to talk about how we run our searches. In particular, I want to familiarize you with 3 types of searches. The first search method involves typing a specific citation into the main search box. This method works for cases, statutes, and other authorities. And note that when you're using this method, it doesn't matter which database is selected. For example, let's say I've selected All Federal as my database. But in the middle of my research into this federal issue, I get a call from a colleague about a Colorado case, a case called Diodosio, that he wants me to look up. I can type the citation for Diodosio into the main search box without changing my database to Colorado, and West will pull up the correct case. The second search method is a natural language search, just like the type of search you might run in Google. With a natural language search, you just type in your inquiry using everyday terminology. This is what we did in the last video, where we searched for copyright fair use. Natural language searches are useful for an initial broad search before you're totally familiar with an area of law. Before, in other words, you know the exact terms of art that would generate more targeted search results. Natural language searches are powerful searches, as evidenced by Google. If you prefer this type of search, you shouldn't hesitate to use it. That said, I'm a big believer in the third search method, a Boolean or terms and connectors search. This is a more narrow type of search. It's useful when you have a precise idea what you're looking for, and it will generate targeted results, so you won't have to spend time sifting through documents that, at the end of the day, are irrelevant to your project. If you're willing to put in a little time now learning how to do Boolean searches, you'll be rewarded tenfold in the time you save later when you're reviewing search results. We'll talk in more depth about Boolean searches in a future video. For now, I'll just give you an overview. With a Boolean search, you have to use symbols or mathematical operators that you might hear lawyers calling terms and connectors. There are 2 types of operators. The first type limits where you search. This type is called a field restrictor. The field restrictors I use most frequently when I do Boolean searches are TI for title, CA for caption, CO for court, and HE for headnote. The second type of operator limits what you search. This type of operator is called a connector. The connectors I use most frequently when I do Boolean searches are /s to search for something within the same sentence as something else, /p to search for something within the same paragraph as something else, /5 to search for something within 5 words of something else. And note here that you don't have to use the number 5, you can use any number between 1 and 255. The ampersand to search for something and something else. The exclamation point to search for something with any type of ending. The space or the word or to search for something or something else. And the % symbol to exclude something from my search. If you really want to be good at Boolean searches, you should memorize the terms and connectors you use most frequently. And if you ever forget them, Westlaw has a key that you can use as a reference. Just click Advanced on the right side of the main search box. On the bottom right of the window that pops up, you'll find the key for connectors. It doesn't have the field restrictors. For those, you'll have to refer to the list I just gave you, and to other restrictors I give you in future videos. But you can always, at least, find the connectors here. One of the reasons West doesn't give you the restrictors is that there's an alternate way to do a Boolean-like search without the need to memorize either restrictors or connectors. In other words, you can do a search that's like a Boolean search where you don't have to memorize a bunch of mathematical operators. For example, starting from Westlaw's homepage, let's select Cases. Then, let's click on the advanced link to the right side of the main search box. A new window will pop up. As you can see, this window has a number of search boxes in it. These search boxes sort of hold your hand as you create a Boolean search. You can search for something that has all of your search terms, one or more of your search terms, or an exact quote. You can search for something that does not have a certain term. You can restrict searches by date, and so forth. There are many ways to restrict your search using this advanced link. Note, too, that there's a key on the upper right-hand side of the screen that will show you how West divides up documents into different fields. This key tells you where you're searching when you're using the search boxes on the left side of the screen. In any event, I hope you'll forego this window at some point and experiment with true Boolean searches that you create with terms and connectors. I personally don't find this window to be that useful, except for the box that allows you to restrict by date, but that may be because I'm comfortable running my own Boolean searches by hand. If you get comfortable with Boolean searches too, I think you'll find that they're faster, easier, and that they produce better results than this page does. So, as you can see, there are several methods for searching on Westlaw and other legal research platforms. You should experiment with all of these methods to find which one, or more likely, which combination you prefer.